Errol Spence was right there watching this fight. As soon as the stoppage happened, he walked out. What was your message to Errol Spence tonight?
Well, you see what I did, you know, compared to what he did. So, who number one in the welterweight division now?
One of the biggest fights to be made in boxing is Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence Jr. in Las Vegas, after Crawford dropped Shawn Porter for the second time, prompting Porter's father and trainer Kenny to end his son's challenge. The Omaha Destroyer sent out a clear statement to the rest of the welterweight division. Only Bud's greatest rival remains.
Crawford has just stopped Shawn Porter. No man has done that. Crawford just did it.
Porter has now hung up the gloves. Danny Garcia moved up in weight, and Keith Thurman is stuck in a semi-retired limbo. After effectively ending Manny Pacquiao's amazing career, Cuba's Yordenis Ugas stakes a claim as a relevant name.
And still champion Yordenis Ugas.
With the established orders slotting into place, current stars will nervously glance over their shoulders as a new crop of younger prospects stake their claims as the future of the weight class.
And then, a big left hand drops Jose Ramirez, and he is hurt. Kenny Bayless taking a good look at Jose.
From come-forward sluggers to flexible switch hitters, silky boxer punchers to awkward stylists, the new breed carry danger from a variety of angles.
Right hand and down goes Serrano.
Fight fans can now sit back and wait in anticipation as the biggest threat to the welterweight division emerges. Hailing from a fighting family in a city known for producing the toughest of talent, Jeron Ennis is a fighting man, born and raised.
On Boots Ennis.
Making a name for himself as a red-hot prospect, Boots boasts 28 wins with 26 huge knockouts. He has never even looked close to losing.
Incredible, but again, Ugas is standing right in front of him.
Backed him up. He backed him up.
And down goes Ugas.
An extremely competent switch hitter, Ennis was last seen demolishing Puerto Rico's Thomas Delorme in the first round.
Ennis with a right hand, but Ennis takes it. Down goes Delorme again.
Prior to that standout performance, the imposing physical specimen laid a comprehensive beating on former IBF super welterweight ruler Sergey Lipinets.
Let's have a nice clean fight, touch gloves, good luck to the both of you.
While the Russian was simply too small for the task, Ennis made it look like a size and ability mismatch. The final uppercut that ended Lipinets' evening was a merciful concluding blow.
The first half of this 12-round affair, and Ennis with the left hand drops Lipinets.
Until his frame outgrows 147, champions and challengers need to be on high alert regarding the threat Jeron Ennis poses to their personal safety. Currently campaigning a weight class lower than any future welterweight rivals, it's only a matter of time before the undisputed 140-pound king Josh Taylor starts to consider a trip up north. But Taylor has achieved in only 18 fights is remarkable. Not one to hang around and count his belts. Ever since turning pro in 2015, Taylor has been on a fast track to the top. From cleaning up domestic rival O'Hara Davies to snapping Ryan Martin's 22-0 record, Taylor traversed the dangerous waters of the World Boxing Super Series tournament, taking on all comers. Outlasting undefeated puncher Ivan Baranchuk in a semifinal war before popping Regis Prograis' cherry in the final, the Tartan Tornado also has former WBC champion Victor Postal's scalp on his record. Taylor's crowning moment came in May 2021 after a rip-roaring 12 rounds with California's Jose Carlos Ramirez. This sizzling southpaw has all the physical tools to step up and grit it out with the finest fighters the welterweight division has to offer. An exciting puncher who has yet to travel the distance, Texas Tornado Virgil Ortiz is one of Oscar De La Hoya's exciting future stars.
Virgil Ortiz!
Jr.
Last seen posting his most impressive display to date, Ortiz dealt admirably with the power and ferocity of Lithuania's Ugas Kalviauskas, stopping Mean Machine in 8.
Big power punch to erase Kalviauskas once and for all, and he's done it! The Texas Hammer drops again!
Before that, ex-WBO super lightweight world champion Maurice Hooker was dispatched in 7 rounds.
Ortiz thinks he's got him, and he might have. Back against the ropes. He'll take a knee. Hooker is down.
Ortiz has also dished out beatings on Canada-based tough nut Samuel Vargas and recorded back-to-back KOs over 2 28-1 fighters in the form of Antonio Orozco and Brad Solomon.
Oh, big right hand in there as well. And Solomon is in trouble now with another right hand, and he's got his man in the corner. But Solomon's going to have to weather a huge storm there, takes the knee.
Comfortable with a high pace, the 23-year-old boasts a strong jab and whipping hooks. If he can tighten up on the defensive side of his game and continue to rise along this current trajectory, Ortiz could become the biggest threat in the welterweight division. From fighting on the streets of Lithuania to representing his country at the 2016 Olympics, Imanis Santos has been making a name for himself as a West Coast assassin.
Defeated Imanis Santos.
Since turning pro in 2017, the welterweight has built a sturdy 13-fight slate, regularly treating viewers of the PBC to his all-action style.
If the result is the same, there's a left hook, and down goes Gonzalez from the left hook by Stanionis.
Deceptively skilled, despite his straightforward fighting style, Stanionis has steadily matured from prospect to contender. In 2020, he eventually dismantled slippery mover Justin DeLoach by slicing away at the body before stopping him in round 9.
This kind of movement,
There's a right hand by Stanionis, a left hook, and down goes DeLoach.
A knockout win over tough Colombian Janer Gonzalez led Stanionis to his toughest test to date against former world title challenger Thomas Delorme on Showtime. Displaying an accurate jab and patient pressure, the 27-year-old scored a unanimous points win.
Undefeated Imanis Santos.
A recent no-decision verdict against southpaw veteran Luis Colasso will not deter his progress. Stanionis is ready for war. Boxing out of Massachusetts, Rasheed Ellis is tired of hanging around and reckons he's ready to fight the likes of Errol Spence Jr. and Terence Crawford. Inactive for over a year, Ellis was last seen facing off with Alexis Rocha in 2020 on a Jaime Munguia undercard.
Still undefeated from Lynn, Massachusetts, beating Rasheed.
Beating Rocha should have been a springboard, but he is stagnated. As the pandemic subsides, Rasheed will be looking to rebuild momentum.
With a smile on his face, coming out right away. Right, and he's down he goes, and it is over. A quick first round KO for Rasheed Ellis.
A fast fighter who isn't afraid to let his hands go, some accuse Ellis of lacking punching power. However, with 14 stoppages and 23 wins, this Canelo sparring partner is clearly capable of dropping the axe when required.